Brandon, here's what I always say, and I think it's fair.
Yep.
In travel and hospitality, the metaverse has three areas where it's most relevant. Pre-experience, which we talked about.
Yep.
On-premise, which we sort of talked about as well, and post. The post experience. Okay. So the ability to capture content, share content, and then disseminate the content to your loyalty members if you're a brand, to your family members in your own, network of connectivity. Or you can say, hey guys, we took this high-res content from the beach in Bermuda. Let's all get together. Grandma's in New York City, Aunt Sally's in Chicago, we're in San Francisco, as an example. Let's all meet at X time and get together with our VR headgear, our Oculus headgear, for example, from Meta. And you're all going to enjoy walking around our holiday experience or our travel experience. So this is now the enhanced sharing of the slides.
Yeah, perfect.
Even the obviously high-res images on, Apple Photo or Google Photo, whatever. This is now immersive, collaborative, post travel and hospitality experience. So it's pre, present, and post.
Yep. And I could see from a loyalty point of view as well, a brand capturing images of the guest automatically, like similar when you go on a cruise, they like to take lots of photos of you and then actually
100%.
Sell them to you. The brand could do that to create even greater loyalty.
Yeah, I mean, and also the consumer capture devices are also improving over time. Like, just as an example, it's a little bit different, but it's relevant. So a 3D object. So now you can, that sounds complex. It's not easy, but the iPhone 13 now has LiDAR built in. So anyone, you and I or grandma or grandpa, can actually go and take a 3D scan very easily of this amazing historical artifact. And they capture it, and now they can share it with their grandkids, who they'll receive it, and they'll be able to take it from a QR code that grandpa shares in an email and place this 3D object of a cannon in the bedroom of their grandkid. And the kid will be able to walk around this historical artifact that has been captured by their grandparents on their cruise or their tour. So I guess for me, what's important is, and one of the things I love to do, I hope you can tell, is I like to take the tech about the metaverse, virtual reality and augmented reality, and apply it to real world implementations and case studies.
Yep, which is absolutely perfect. And to be honest, Michael, I mean, I've read up a lot about the metaverse, and, it's very rare that you read something where they actually, give you a practical example of how the metaverse, virtual reality and augmented reality can truly play a part in hospitality. So I really appreciate.
I totally agree. And that's why it looks like I'm making a practice or building a practice of trying to, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I just happen to have a pretty good way of articulating things this way. Here's a really interesting, so a company that I've been invited to join as an advisor very recently, which you mentioned, is Rendezverse. And Rendezverse, brilliant company, really interesting technology. It is VR, it's immersive, but what they're enabling, which I think is fabulous, is remote site visits for MICE industry, for the meeting incentives and convention industry. So this is, as we all know, hotels, huge convention hotels, huge convention resorts, fly them in, bring them in, and that's part of the, the blocking and tackling, the competitive environment for acquiring customers for this convention and this corporate gathering, etc. Rendezverse has a tremendous platform, virtual reality platform, where they're already enabling Marriott's and Intercontinentals and other independent owners of major global brands. So they're going from the bottom up. As we know in hospitality technology, it's important to go from the bottom up, build credibility and momentum, and then sometimes the top down once they get involved, if you know what I'm getting at. So what's wonderful about this is you have this 100-year-old industry, the meetings and incentives and convention industry, which is a 100-year-old industry,
Yep.
which very sophisticated, very lucrative, but this is an incredible innovation that, of course, the pandemic, accelerated, where now the potential buyers can be pre-experiencing and pre-configuring in immersive virtual way the setup or the situation in this conference hotel versus that conference hotel, et cetera. And that is a clear example of where you take the innovation of virtual reality in the metaverse and you implement it in a real world benefit. You fill the gap and add, what did I say before? Utility, engagement, and loyalty. And they're nailing that.
That is amazing.